Hey beautifuls, Hannah here, Life Purpose Queen, awakening you to your dreams. I am feeling so strongly to do this live stream. I'm trying to find somewhere to sit because I was like, I have to do this outside, and then these random things happen for me to end up where I am. So I'm just gonna walk and find somewhere to sit. It's the final 48 hours for the 21-day shifter program as well before it increases. So make sure if you need support, it is the time to get in now. I am really feeling called to do this live stream. And it's like, as the title states, right? If you have had witches coming to you after watching my live stream last week, hey Audrey, or having dreams, like really weird dreams, like even not just of witches, of just other random stuff, yeah? Let me find somewhere to sit. And it's so windy. Please tell me if it's so windy that it's like you can't hear me because there's a cyclone on its way. Hey Nada, hey Laurie, say hi when you're here, let me know you're here. I'm doing this today. I'm feeling really cold to do this, like release the curse of humanity, yeah? In a sense that this is something I've been sharing with my private clients. This is something that was created in the crown chakra consciousness. Hey Emma. So what is happening is that reality is awakening. Yes, it is. Humanity is awakening, and with that shift, I really want to talk about it. So I had like 5 people message me just this morning saying they've had like witches coming to them, or darkness, or feeling like they've been attacked, or feeling like they're being attacked like right now. And I'm like, okay, time to shift and change this, yeah? I really also want to give an understanding of what's actually happening, because this has been something that's obviously in the ethers right now, in the consciousness. There's been a big shift, people are feeling it, and I really want to explain about that. So can you please comment in and let me know how you're feeling? Let me know if you have had stuff going on and you're like, what is going on? If you think this live stream can help somebody, please share it, or in like all light workers need to see this. Anyone who works for the light, in the light, is awake at all, or feel like they're being attacked, or the light is just kind of going down the toilet and they don't know why, they need to see this live stream. Please share it in wherever you feel called to share it, or tag their name in the comments, because I'm going to do a global healing today on this live stream, and I'm just finding the perfect space to do this. I had to do this outside. Okay, there's some crab pots here, but this looks like the perfect place. What do you reckon? Oh yes, perfect place, yeah? Hey Danny, hey Ricky. Let me know how you guys are feeling. Okay, let me just set up this tripod. Hey Dorothea. Okay. The ground's like really uneven here. I'm just like, I don't know. Yes, but I like this. We need to be near the water, and I have a feeling it's high tide, so this is going to be awesome. As you guys know, when I teach, well, what did I say it in? I said it in one of the Tuesday Tarots, didn't I? Of how to like release stuff. So I'm just organizing this tripod. Stand up. Yeah. Okay. Let us see clearly. And how interesting, because when I got out of the car, when I parked my car, there was a pair of sunnies on the ground. Someone had lost sunnies. Okay, this is awesome. I like this space. Yes, let's do it here. Okay. Oh, can you please remind me what Jezebel spirits are? Because someone said that to me the other day, and I'm like, what the hell's Jezebel? And I remember, but I can't remember now. So please, can you please let me know? Because I can't remember. Okay. Got some really powerful things coming through. I'm like, I have to live stream. And I know it's a little bit crooked. Let me fix this up. But we need the high tide to take this out. Full spell ritual style. Take this away and out. If it's too windy, please let me know. So who of you guys watched my weekly intuitive update on Monday, Sunday, Monday, depending on where you are in the world? And on that weekly intuitive update, the energy update, not forecast, that I did. And remember, if you watched it, I said on there, like Wednesday, Thursday, right? I said Wednesday, you just watched it. Of course it is on, you'll love it. So on Wednesday, the inner wisdom card was upside down. I'm pretty sure this is off the top of my head remembering. On Thursday, so was the Be Strong card, and I was saying about darkness and blah, blah, blah. And remember, after I got into a role and talking, and I was saying it feels like this, hey beautiful, it feels like a break, like something can only stretch so much and then it goes into a break, it snaps, right? And I said, I was like, oh, that's like the webs, like, you know, the web is shifting, the paradigm, the level of consciousness, you know, I don't like using levels, but hey Chanel, you know, like the web, right, let's use that analogy, the spider web can only stretch so far before it pings and it breaks and off it goes, yeah? There's only so much, like, you know, something's moving away, something's, you know, shifting, yeah? Now, what's interesting is, like, that was on Monday, right? And then you dreamt of beavers working on a dam and one stopped and came to me as well. Awesome. Okay. Over our nation. Okay, it's in the church. Oh, this is going to annoy me because I can't see the rest. All I can see, it's in a church stuff. That's why lots of us saw spiders. Yes, zircon is the liquid crystal that's associated with spiders. Gabrielle's here. Awesome. I think I remember now. The spirit of Jezebel is the common and evil authorities over our nation. It's in the church. All I can see is up to in the church. If Christina's here or Carol, can you please put the rest in? For some reason it won't let us see more and it's like block or delete, and I'm like, no. Yes, a lot of us saw spiders recently, and spiders are in the liquid crystals. Spiderweb, I'm not felt the thread break. Literally, yes, exactly, yeah? Like, so spiders in the liquid crystals are connected to the liquid crystal zircon, yeah? And zircon is all about life changes. And I always use that web analogy, you know, and like I said, it's like, it's not linear anymore. It's like, it's gone like this, and it's like the webs of consciousness, yeah? And the webs are shifting and changing. And on Monday when I said, I'm like, it's like today, tomorrow, like Wednesday, Thursday, it's literally like it can only stretch so far and then it breaks. And when something has a tension like that and it breaks, there's a ping back, yeah? It's like a whip, yeah? And what I got the message this morning, because I woke up and there's like, you know, like several messages in my inbox and people messaging me and stuff saying, calling and whatever, and that having dreams of like, not just witches coming to them, but just weird ass dreams. And I even had a weird ass dream as well last night, and it was like this, like, I guess you could say like the authoritarian power kind of thing in this weird ass thing. I won't even go into it, but it was just weird, right? And I was like, and then I woke up and there was all these messages and I'm like, what the hell's going on? And of course there's a part of me, I'm putting my hand up here. The spirit is genderless but seems to work very effectively through women and men sensitive male person. Okay, I can only see up to say male person, it's so annoying. And I was like, fuck, I'm like, did I cause this? I'm like, am I responsible for this? It's so weird, right? Had something falling on your head and it can't. Yeah, I know, it's all good. I don't know why it's annoys me. Can't see the rest of the comment. So, and I'm like, am I doing this because I'm focusing on the dark? Of course I go through all this stuff, right? Like, don't think I'm like, just this, you don't get along with spiders. Just because, yeah, Maroon, so a lot of us are dreaming about animals as well. Male personality types are only 2 classes of people, Jezebels, and those have been a Jezebel. That's interesting. Can only see up to that bit. I always have those, especially with astral travel and realms. Okay, cool. Hi Sean, you're new here. Okay, this is, yeah, going pretty deep this live stream straight away. So this is something I've actually been doing with my private clients, and of course I go through all this, like, I'm like, am I creating this? Am I doing this? Like, you know, but at the end of the day, I'm like, well, I didn't like summon the witch into my bedroom or the Grim Reaper, do you know what I mean? I'm just like, I don't know, like, but I do know, in a sense, I'm just like, like, I don't want you to sit here and think that I'm like some, like, oh, she's amazing, like, take me off the freaking pedestal to start with. Okay, I'm just as human as you. So, yeah, you had a horrible nightmare too. For some reason, I can't see the rest of the comments. It's all good, I trust. I can go back and look later. So yeah, of course I'm like, am I creating this? What's going on? And I had to sit with it this morning, and like, because everyone's messaging me this stuff, but along in the messages, there was things like, you know, like, and I've had this big shift in consciousness and like releasing the judgment, and like was able to be with someone that, you know, I've always had judgments against and everything like this. And I'm like, that's like exactly what's going on, right? Flies have invaded your home, and when I looked at the spiritual side, it means Jezebel, evil spirit. Okay, flies also mean entities, yeah? I'm not sure how long you've been, I know you've been following me for a while, but I did mention a while ago in one of my posts on my live streams, it might have been a live stream last week, and I had like all these blowflies in my room and represent the entities, and then the Grim Reaper showed up, right? So because this is happening, there's two things I want to share here. The one is that if you're now experiencing it, it's like, I don't want to say that I'm a leader and I'm the one doing the thing. I don't know, like, do you know what I mean? Because I honestly don't know. I just trust my intuition in every single moment, and every single moment keeps showing me all these different things, yeah? And yeah, I'm gonna have to read these comments later. So obviously it's a live stream, I just need to just do the thing, because there's something really important. I want to do the curse, I want to do the spell breaker lift meditation. It's actually not a meditation, it's like a mantra, and I want to take everybody through it. So if you think that somebody needs to hear this, if they've ever said they've been cursed, or feel like they've been cursed, or their life's falling apart, or they're just like, what's going on? Please share this live stream. Please tag your friends in this comment of people who you think it can help. I'm getting covered in goosebumps. It feels like this is time to do this. Goosebumps, someone once said to me on live stream, truth bumps. So when I say goosebumps, I'm like, I'm touching into truth here. So obviously I'll come back and I'll read the comments after I've jumped off live stream later on. So, okay, so the part is this morning, and I was like, am I causing this, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, you know, it's like this, obviously this heavy responsibility is like, well, what I'm teaching and blah, blah, blah. And then I'm like, well, no, like, in a way, and the message that I got is like, it is releasing the judgment of consciousness, right? If you didn't watch my live stream from last week, or I don't know, whenever it was, Thursday or Friday last week, please go and watch it, about what the Witch and Grim Reaper means for my life purpose, or why they're turning up. So because of that, this morning when I realized, I was like, no, what's happening is that they're leaving, yeah? But if you feel like you're being attacked right now-ish, the past night or whatever, if you feel like, you know, they're coming to you in dreams, or if you feel like they're like going through all these things or whatever, like what's actually happening, and the message that I got, and this is why I'm going to do the spell breaker and curse releaser today live here, because at some point in time, we've all been a witch. At some point in time, we've all been a murderer. We've all been a rapist. At some time, we've all been the darkest aspects of humanity. Like, we have all been that at some point in time. At some point in time, we've all been an abuser. At some point in time, we've all been a good person. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, we've been all aspects of it. Okay, now what the message that I got, and we're dropping into shadow work here, right? So if you're new to this live stream and you haven't heard of this stuff before, please send me a message and I can send you lots of resources. And because we've all been this, what is currently happening with the witch, why you feel like you're being attacked, why this is happening, yeah, is because, you know how, let me have a drink so I'm gonna put this down. I got talking. So, you know how I said, like, this is like the ping back, yeah? The message that I got this morning when I was sitting and tuning into it, and like, what's going on here? It's like there's that consciousness web shift, yeah? A lot of people are very sick at the moment too, yeah? So, a lot of the, can everybody hear me? I'm just checking that you guys can hear me. A lot of people, like this web shift, yeah? So that ping back, what is actually happening, and the message I got about the witches coming, and, you know, like feeling like you're being attacked, like, you know, I didn't even think that this was an attack at the time. I was like, oh, my hands got cut off, and then all this other stuff, and I'm like, oh, maybe it is a bit of an attack, but I'm like, it's like somebody's attacking me. I was like, I didn't really go into it too much, but what, with that ping back, so stretching so much, everything, yeah, so clear that. It's like we're clearing a lot right now. Before I jumped on live stream, I'm burping and all this stuff. There's a big clearing happening if you're watching this live stream. What, because of the ping back, if you've been a witch in a past life, if you've been a healer in a past life, if you've been a light worker, if you've been someone who works for the light in a past life, right? At some point in time, we have cursed somebody else. Just like we've all been a rapist, just like we've all experienced a murderer, just like we've all, you know, like just like we've all been those aspects of humanity and consciousness. With that ping back with the witch right now, because we're, you know, that the ping is like, it's like the attack, if you may, is like the ping back, yeah? The ping back of what we've done to humanity, what we've done, what we've cursed, what we've said, what we've done, yeah? I go into detail and I teach this deeply in the crown chakra consciousness, right? This came through so strongly like September last year, yeah, when I was filming it. And so this ping back that we've experienced, it's like all the people who have ever been a witch or a healer or had someone else, you know, like, you know, we've been that person in a past life. What's happening is because we've been that and we're not that person this time, right? The dark aspect of it, right? The negative or the, you know, we're not living the dark of it, basically. We're not purposely putting dark curses on humanity and stuff, yeah? Because of that ping back, what's happened is like, we've separated, and so we've experienced the whip. So you know how I said it broke, and it's like you'd feel that. Like if you're pulling on something and it snapped, so I'm standing on all these roots, if you pull on something and it snapped, it'd flick back in your face. That's what's going on, yeah? That's what all this is about, yeah? Now, so it's not like somebody's attacking you or somebody's, you know, like da-da-da. It's like what's happening is it's like, it's literally like just because it snapped, that web of consciousness is snapped, or whatever, which way or whatever, okay? So what I'm going to do now is take us through this, because this is where I said in the live stream, I'm like, you've done nothing wrong. And as I teach in my curses training, right, releasing curses and stuff, look, here comes a whole pile of herons. I've never seen that many herons. There's 4 herons, the sacred 4, moving from the triple goddess to the sacred 4 in the divine balance. Christine, can you please put the link in the comments for the divine balance? So the divine balance is the triple goddess and the triune god meditations. When I started teaching, or it was coming through to me, I'm like, it's not the triple goddess, it's the sacred 4, right? There's a sacred 4 of the masculine, there's a sacred 4 of the feminine. We're moving in changing consciousness, not going away from, but I'm like, what are the, I've never seen 4 herons, right? Herons are, the blue heron in an animal totem messenger is standing up for what you believe is right. Standing up for what you believe is right. And when I was creating the divine balance and triple goddess and triune god, it was like, it's the sacred 4. It's not the triple goddess anymore. There's a missing aspect, and that sacred 4 brings it all together, yeah? And in the divine balance, I put in the sacred 4 part. Anyway, that just happened. So with what I teach in the spell breaker, like in the curses training, yeah, it is about the fact that in this lifetime, people curse people all the time. I wish you'd go to fucking hell. Like, what is that saying? Words cast spells. That's why it's called spelling. I was doing my daughter's homeschool report this week to submit, and it was like, you know, spelling and stuff, and I'm like, we do spelling all the time. They're teaching us to put spells together all the time, right? And in you know, at school, for example, in the system, they're teaching us a certain way to use these spells to keep us in this little box. And now we're opening the box and it's totally shifting, yeah? Okay, you saw lots of number 4. Exactly. Okay. So with the like releasing curses, hexes, spells, all that sort of jazz, this, what I'm doing, it's a mantra. It is, so it's a bit like a meditation, but it's more like a mantra, okay? And I feel called to do this, as it is in my trainings. I have been doing it with my private clients, but I'm like, with this morning stuff, I'm like, what is going on here? And I'm like, oh, I need to do this. Like, it's almost like with my live stream I shared last week, I'm like, I feel sad, like, not sad, I was like, there was a pile of grief that came up for me that the Grim Reaper and the witch are leaving. Like, you know what I mean? And that was the other message that came through this morning. It was like, they're all coming to people who have ever been witches or hold that level of aspect of consciousness or whatever the hell's going on. They're all coming to you because they're leaving as well. Yeah, it's like the thing. Yeah, interesting, Emma. It's that whole, like, I feel sad, but I also feel deeply excited. You know, I feel sad in the sense that any change brings grief, and it's so important for your intuition to be accurately clear, and you know, to be aware of your emotions and how to ride them and stuff like that by understanding the grief cycle. It's like, I'm so passionate about understanding the grief cycle, because you understand the grief cycle and you know how to help yourself in grief, your intuition is going to be through the roof, like, because you're not holding on to all these emotions clouding you, right? Really, really important. So with this Spellbreaker, it's like, at some point in time in our many past lives, we've cursed us, we've cursed our families, we've cursed our generational lineage, which, by the way, in the divine balance, the triple goddess, the triune god, the sacred fours, yes, definitely, yep, could be being punished. That's why with my past life meditation, I release all the vows and contracts. Christine, if you're there, can you please find the past life meditation and drop that link in as well for Hannah? You can, like, in that past life meditation, it's similar to the triple goddess, yes and no, similar energy in releasing, you know, like, the triple goddess and triune god mainly focus on releasing the generational lineage. The past life is specifically about releasing the vows and contracts you've made with certain people. So if there's aspects going on right now in your life around, you know, certain people in your life, the past life vows would be the one that I'd do first. But the triple goddess, triune god, the sacred four, the divine balance is about releasing the generational lineage, yeah? So, and this is where I'm saying, you know, and it's actually interesting, there's been a couple of private clients I've been working with that I'm going to cover in Goosebumps. So I obviously need to share this bit, okay? This is really important because it's actually been a couple of clients, right? And I just got covered in Goosebumps. This is so important, and I guess this is why I'm needing to actually do all this right now. So if you've been a healer, a witch, a person who works for the light, breaks vows, does internal personal works, meditates, does yoga, for goodness sake. How many people do yoga, right? You're drawn to it for a reason. Now, if you're like fully like into this stuff and passionate, you do it quite regularly, right? This sort of thing, this really interesting part I want to share is that there's been several clients and I'm like, oh my God, you too, like, this is so amazing actually. So it's actually been in the distance healing. So you know how they say, and I always harp on as well, in this lifetime, there's the past life meditation, yeah, in this lifetime, yes I do distance healings and lots of things. Anyway, I'll check the comments later. So if you do any sort of personal development, healing work, what happens, you know how they say we're healing for 7 generations above us and 7 generations below us? You know how that's like a thing, I don't know where that comes from, but that's like what we're doing, right? So we're like clearing the karmic stuff and it affects 7 generations below us and we're healing 7 above us. So it's like this space of, like, we're clearing out lineage, catch the spells, like whatever you want to call it, right? We're releasing this karma from 7 above, 7 below. I don't know why 7, but that's the thing I've heard, right? And what I've found with a few distance healings clients, I was just been so amazed by it, and it made so much sense because it drops back into generational lineage, you know, grandparents come through, like all this stuff happens in a healing. And you know, sometimes it's just a couple of generations back, but recently the clients I've been working with is like, it's gone straight to 7, and I'm like 7, and then I'm getting all this information, blah blah, and I'm like, oh my God, this was actually you. This person 7 generations back is actually you placing, you had 7 come to, is actually you placing that curse, if you may, on you now, right? And do you know what? And this is where I said in the live stream, you haven't done anything wrong. Do you know why? Because 7 generations ago, when you did that to yourself now, what you said is like, I'm so tired of this. Why am I doing this? Oh my God, like, I'm so sick and tired of being the person who fixes, heals, or like whatever it is, right? We're healers, like we're doing this personal development work. It's It's not easy at times. Oh my God, is it what? Like, it's exhausting. It's like, is this gonna, you know what I mean? Like, if you guys into this stuff, you recognize those times and moments in your spiritual awakening, you're like, why is this happening? I'm getting covered in goosebumps. This is something really important I'm needing to say. And it was you back then placing the curse on you, which is only you just saying, and this is why I said, right? This is why I said, everybody places a curse on everybody when they say they're angry and upset because they've been hurt, and they're having a fight or argument, or in their hurt, they're saying, I wish you'd die, or I wish you'd go to hell, or fuck you, or whatever it is, right? You're placing a curse on that person. People don't realize it. Words cast spells. That's why it's called spelling. They teach us how to learn, read and write and spell in schools, and allow us to grow up in this system, in their structure of their understanding of words and how they want to keep us in that little bit so they can control us, right? So back to the 7, you did this. So it's kind of like, this is what I'm saying, like, you haven't done anything wrong. It's just that you were probably really fucking exhausted back then too, okay? As a soul coming back and back and back over eons of time, right? There's a lot of old souls coming into my 21-day shifter program right now. Like, I can feel them, and they've even been told this stuff, and I'm like, yep, right? And the other thing I just want to share, and then I'll do this release mantra, is that in this space, yeah, and I said this on Monday or whatever, I said in this space of like, it's this thing of, and I just want to point out, so the other message just came through then was, you know how I said, so this is about the web and the ping back, and why all of us sort of people are feeling attacked or whatever, and it's actually the ping back. So when you pull on something enough and it breaks, and it'll, like, you'll be like, ouch, like you got whacked, because that's what's happening, because of that simple fact that you can say go to hell or whatever, and because you've said that. I mean, how many people on earth have said something like that in their lifetime over them? Do you know what I mean? Like, and this is like why the energy is so heavy on earth, or why there's so much shit going on, or like, do you know what I mean? It's like, hello, look at the way we're speaking to people, and like, you know, it's like, so that's what's shifting out of humanity right now, and that's why we're experiencing these ping backs. It's because of you know, karma. You know, it's not bad. It's not like, oh, you're cursed, and it's like, no, this is just if we talk about karma, this is the ripple effect, right? You throw a stone in a pond, it's going to ripple out, and it's going to eventually, you know, the ripple's going to reach you, right? It's like, you throw something, cause, effect, yeah? It's like, that's what happens, and that's what the ping back that's going on right now. So I had to share that, okay? So there's a lot of clients coming through that I am shifting that 7-year stuff, okay? Yeah, I know. I had to like rush out of the house to get this live stream done this morning. I'm like, when I realized, I'm like, why is this happening? And it was just like, I'm like, I need to get a live stream. Okay, I'll go through comments when I get to notifications. Words cast spells. That's why it's called spelling. I'm covered in goosebumps. I love that you're going to be more careful and aware. And it's also the energy that we have behind the words that we are speaking. The words, the energy is powerful. Okay. So, and this is why witches and stuff have been, you know, and even so stuff about the Jezebel and stuff, you know, like, yes, people will probably, what's the word? Like practice that sort of thing, because it was something that interested them at the time, and as a soul we're learning about that aspect of darkness, you know, and like going into the depths and understanding it to then come back, you know, I don't know, fix it. It's the same with like, you know, voodoo stuff and all of that sort of thing. So if you guys are just joining this live stream, you'll really want to watch the start of this live stream again, because there's some powerful shit in here today. Big consciousness like shifts and clearing. You haven't done anything wrong. Really important to rewatch the start of this live stream. I'm going to take you through the curses, spells, hexes, black magic, how to break them. This is releasing and lifting the curses and spells and hexes and all of that jazz from voodoo, from any dark religion that's ever lived on the planet, including what's currently going on the planet. I am covered in goosebumps. They kind of haven't gone away yet. I'm just like, okay, this is really, really powerful. If you're watching this live stream, you guys are one of the leaders. You are shifting the thing. Yeah, isn't it interesting, the distorted voice? Alina has something similar as well. And this is where I was saying, you know, in the start of the live stream, if you had dreams or you're sensing people turning up, like, it's the ping back, okay? And, you know, as I said with the 7 generations thing, Yeah, okay. What we're doing right now is we are clearing. Okay, now I just want to point out another aspect. Do not be afraid of the dark, but we don't have to hang out with it. Okay, so I teach in my Trust Intuition course, you don't, like, you know, entities and all demons, blah, blah, blah. We don't need to be scared of it, right? Because it's there healing an aspect of our consciousness. Everything that I've shared on this live stream, I don't want to repeat myself, right? And then, but it's like where we don't want to hang out with it at the same time, but it's turning up for a reason, okay? Yeah, it's huge, okay? So I take you through this, okay? And I'm gonna leave you with this, so I'll jump off the live stream once I've finished. If you need support or you want to book in, please send me a private message. 21-day shifter program does increase in less than 48 hours. So you can, there's all, like, I can help you. I've also got lots of free resources. You know, if you need stuff, I've got so many free resources, right? Even this, something like this live stream is like powerful shifting, yeah? There's lots of stuff like this. So please send me a message if you do need help, and I can either guide you to work one-on-one with me, or I've got many resources I can share with you. So please know that if you need support, send me a message, okay? You're not alone, but if you're listening to this and resonating, you are one of the people who are here to shift the consciousness on the planet, and you're already doing it by being aware of the dark, and it's brought you here right now, okay? Okay, are we ready? Okay, I'm probably gonna say this a couple of times. 7, yeah. If you guys are just joining, please watch the start of this live stream. Powerful, you're having 7s too. It's huge, okay. I'll do this a couple times and then I'm gonna jump straight off. And I want you to, like, feel it, know it in your heart, breathe it. I'm getting covered in goosebumps. What we are doing right now is shifting something collectively, because the energy and the power of this live stream with all you guys there almost feels like a full moon ceremony energy, to be honest, because we're all sitting at all different places around the world right now. We're all doing this with an intention to heal, to raise the vibration and planet consciousness, within ourselves, within other people, to forgive, to release judgment, to drop the judgment of the dark, of the light, of the good, of the bad, and to all come back into that divine balance within us. I now release all effects from all directions in time and space, from all different dimensions across all the universes and way beyond the outpass of the atoms. I now release any curses, hexes, spells, black magic, any negative intention, words that I have ever spoken with intent to harm humanity, specific people, animals, beyond all galaxies and time and space, and beyond the atoms and beyond the veils of time. I now release anything that may have hurt anybody. I lift and release any spells that I may have placed on anyone through any dimension in time, including this lifetime. Done consciously or unconsciously, I now release them. I now lift them. I now ask for all effects of all my mistakes to be undone in all directions of time, space, reality, galaxies, and beyond. The dragons of 100% light, I ask that you please come and help release any of this release that is happening and pulling away from our humanity, our aspects of our souls that are needing to be released and shifts. I call upon the archangels of 100% light to please do the same. I ask that all the darkness and negativity that is not needed on this planet, in our consciousness, in our awareness anymore, to please be removed to the womb of transformation, to the highest vibrations of light for transformance. I now ask that our dragons of 100% light please shift, heal our divine hearts. May you activate our hearts with your divine presence, your power, your fire, your ice, whatever it is that comes through, to allow the pulse of our hearts to be activated back to that of Mother Nature, of our true soul's nature, that one divine spark of light. I ask that everyone attracts their divine support in physical form that they need right in this moment, that they know that they are part of this collective changing, shifting, feeling, healing. That they know that they are here for a specific task, a specific place on this earth, that they are here at this crucial time of transformational shift on the planet. I now release all effects from all directions in time and space, from all different dimensions across all the universes and way beyond the outpass of all the atoms. I now release any curses, hexes, spells, black magic, any negative intention or words that I've ever spoken with intent to harm humanity, specific people, animals, beyond all galaxies and time and space, and beyond all the atoms and beyond the veils of time. I now release anything that may have hurt anybody. I lift and release all and any spells that I may have placed on anyone through any dimension in time, including this lifetime. Done consciously or unconsciously, I now release them. I now lift them. I now ask for all effects of all my mistakes to be undone in all directions of time, space, realities, galaxies, and beyond. The message coming through really strongly right now. You're talking about the Jezebel. Someone else said that the other day, right? And I'm like, what's the Jezebel? I'm like, and then I started talking about the schools and the spells and the dimension, you know, it's like, yes, right? And now we're releasing that. And please remember, and this is what I'm always talking about, focus, focus, focus. Do we want to keep focusing on the bad that they're doing on the planet? No, we want to awaken our souls and our consciousness, and we want to activate and do our life purpose and what we are here to do, so that that shifts by what we're experiencing right now, by the Grim Reaper showing up, by the witch showing up, right? By that releasing, because all of us are awakening and understanding this truth and the power of our focus, the power of our energy, the power of our words, and we are focusing on here, on what we are doing to grow the awareness of consciousness of humanity, because we know that by doing this, it's shifting them, and that's exactly what's going on the planet right now. You guys are part of this. If you need support, please send me a private message. Please share this with whoever you feel needs to hear this message. This is a really powerful live stream. I'm still covered in goosebumps. Thank you for turning up and being part of this, releasing this for every human that's ever on the planet and every part of that. Yeah, send me a private message about that, Danny, okay? But if you guys are still hearing stuff like that, it's kind of like asking, first thing you do, actually no, I'll do it now. First thing you do, Archangel Michael of 100% light, can you please clear the energy in my house? Can you please clear the energy in my room? Can you please take this spirit out to the womb of transformation? That's the very first thing you do, yeah? The very first thing that goes through your mind when you hear something like that, or you're like, what is that? It's Archangel Michael of 100% light. Always of 100% light. Whatever spirit guide, whatever dragon, whatever animal, whatever guide you have, you ask them, and you always add on the end of 100% light. Because that way you know that you are getting the highest vibrations of light, yeah? And then, like, there's so much we can do, yeah, of like going into shadow work and integrating it for ourselves and blah, blah, blah. Like, it's how deep do you want to go, yeah? But that's the very first things you do, okay? Yep, awesome, love it. Share it, tag your friends in the comments. This needs to be shared. You guys are just, oh, I'm still covered in goosebumps, have just helped shift humanity in the world by our combined energy and focus on what we've just lifted. Please drink lots of water. This has been a healing for the planet and for us. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. With divine love. Namaste.